Do you know that some of the fruits you've walked past your entire life, those simple, common ones sitting quietly in the market, might hold the secret to stronger, longer-lasting erections and a heart that beats with youthful strength? I'm not talking about exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. I'm talking about fruits you could buy today, right after watching this video, that could begin repairing the very foundation of your blood flow, the lifeline of your masculinity. Most men after 60 think their slowing energy, fading desire, and weaker performance are just part of aging, inevitable, irreversible, untouchable. But I've seen too many of my patients prove that wrong. As a urologist with decades of experience, I can tell you that the problem isn't always testosterone or even age itself. Sometimes it's something far simpler, something you eat or something you don't. Picture this. Your arteries are like flexible rivers carrying oxygen, nutrients, and life to every organ, especially to the most intimate parts of your body. But as cholesterol silently builds up, those rivers narrow, the current weakens, and the vitality that once came effortlessly begins to fade. Erections become softer, your confidence wavers, and your heart starts to carry a heavier burden. Now imagine reversing that process, naturally. Imagine waking up one morning feeling your pulse stronger, your energy steadier, and your body responding again like it used to. No pills, no risky treatments, just nature doing what it has always done best: heal. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal the top 3 fruits that not only lower cholesterol but also supercharge circulation to your most vital organ. Fruits that can literally help your arteries open up again, allowing blood to flow freely to your heart and to the symbol of your manhood. This is not a fantasy. It's biology. It's proven, and it's within your reach. But I must warn you, most men never hear about this because they're looking in the wrong places. Don't make that mistake. Stay with me until the end, because once you understand how these fruits work inside your body, you'll never look at your plate or your health the same way again. If you're over 60, your body is still capable of power, of passion, of life. You just need to know how to unlock it again. And that's exactly what I'll show you today. Before we go any further, I want you to understand something crucial. This isn't just another health tip video. What I'm about to share could completely change the way you think about your diet, your energy, and your confidence as a man over 60. Because these 3 fruits aren't random choices. They are backed by science, by clinical studies, and by real transformations I've seen in men who thought their best years were behind them. When you combine the right natural foods, you don't just lower cholesterol, you restore circulation. You bring life back to the very system that gives you strength, endurance, and vitality. Every cell, every muscle, every heartbeat begins to benefit. And yes, that includes the blood flow that determines whether you can still perform with the same confidence you once had. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how each of these fruits works inside your body. You'll see how one fruit clears your arteries like a gentle broom, another nourishes your blood vessels so they can expand naturally again, and a third triggers the release of a powerful molecule that acts like nature's own blue pill, but without the side effects, the dependency, or the risk. I'll also explain why most men, even those who eat healthy, never experience these benefits. Because sometimes it's not about what you eat, but how and when you eat it. I'll reveal how timing can make the difference between food that fuels your vitality and food that silently drains it. And before we finish, I'll open a door that few doctors ever talk about: how simple dietary changes can awaken your hormonal balance, revitalize your blood flow, and reignite that spark of masculine energy you thought you'd lost forever. So, if you stay with me until the end, you'll not only discover the top 3 fruits that lower cholesterol and boost erections naturally, you'll also learn how to use them strategically, in a way that creates lasting results. This is not a quick fix. It's a new beginning. You deserve to feel strong, alive, and confident again. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to start. When I look into the eyes of my patients, men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I see the same quiet frustration, the same unspoken fear. They tell me they feel healthy for their age, but deep down, they know something has changed. Their energy doesn't last like it used to. Their mornings aren't as vibrant. And when intimacy calls, their body doesn't always answer with the same strength. I understand that feeling. I've dedicated my entire career as a urologist to helping men rediscover the vitality they thought time had taken away. And I can assure you, time isn't the enemy. The real enemy is neglect. The body doesn't simply give up after 60. It responds to what we give it, or fail to give. Over the years, I've treated thousands of men who walked into my clinic believing their best days were over. Men who had tried pills, vitamins, expensive treatments, and still felt disconnected from their own vitality. Yet, when we returned to the basics, to nature, to balance, to the foods that nourish the blood, something incredible happened. Their cholesterol dropped, their blood pressure stabilized, and their confidence came back. Let me tell you about one of my patients. I'll call him Mr. Alves. He came to me at 68, quiet and embarrassed, believing his days of passion were behind him. His cholesterol was high, his blood flow sluggish, and his self-esteem lower than ever. But we didn't start with medication. We started with nutrition. We rebuilt his plate with natural foods that restore circulation and reduce inflammation, including the very fruits I'm about to share with you today. Within 3 months, his energy returned. Within 6, he was glowing. His heart was strong, his intimacy was alive, and his eyes had that spark again. That's why I always tell my patients, aging is not a disease, it's a stage. And with the right choices, it can be the most powerful stage of your life. You can feel strong again. You can reclaim control. You just need to understand what your body is asking for. So when I share these fruits with you, know that it's not theory, it's experience. It's science blended with compassion. Because I've seen what happens when men stop giving up on themselves and start feeding their strength again. After 60, a man's body begins a quiet transformation. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, silently, year after year. Your heart still beats, your mind still dreams, but deep inside, your blood vessels begin to stiffen. The walls that once expanded easily with every heartbeat start to lose their flexibility. That loss, that subtle hardening, is what steals energy, endurance, and the strength of your erections. It's not about desire fading, it's about circulation. The same arteries that carry life to your heart also feed the smallest, most sensitive blood vessels in your body, including those responsible for arousal. When cholesterol and plaque build up in those vessels, it's like placing tiny stones inside a river. The water still moves, but the current weakens. Blood can't flow freely, oxygen can't reach where it's needed, and performance suffers, not because you've lost manhood, but because the path to it is blocked. And here's the truth most men never hear. Erectile issues are often the first visible sign of cardiovascular disease. Long before heart pain, before shortness of breath, before the doctor mentions risk factors, your body sends you a quiet message through your most intimate organ, a message that blood flow is slowing down. The good news? The process can be reversed. The body is miraculous when given the right tools. But modern diets filled with processed fats, sugar, and sodium only make it worse. They cause inflammation in your arteries, like small fires burning along their inner walls, making it harder for blood to travel smoothly. And as the blood flow decreases, so does your testosterone. Because the two are connected, circulation fuels hormones, and hormones fuel desire. This is why so many men begin to feel tired, weak, and distant from themselves after 60. It's not lack of willpower, it's biology crying out for repair. As a doctor, I've seen men chase quick fixes, pills, injections, shortcuts, all of which may bring momentary results, but none that heal the root cause. The real solution is to restore your internal flow. When you give your arteries the nutrition they crave, when you clean and strengthen them naturally, everything changes. Your energy, your mood, your endurance, your confidence. And that's where the secret lies, in the simplest gifts nature offers us. 3 specific fruits, when used correctly, can begin that healing process from within. They nourish your blood vessels, reduce bad cholesterol, and awaken your circulation in ways that modern medicine rarely explains. Let's begin with the first fruit, one that many of you probably eat without realizing the power it holds, the pomegranate. This deep red fruit has been called the heart's jewel, and for good reason. Pomegranate is rich in antioxidants that clean the inner walls of your arteries like a gentle brush. These antioxidants, especially punicalagin and ellagic acid, fight the buildup of cholesterol and restore flexibility to your blood vessels. In clinical studies, men who drank natural pomegranate juice daily experienced not just improved cholesterol levels, but also stronger, more consistent erections. Why? Because the same improved circulation that keeps your heart young also fuels the blood flow that defines male vitality. It's like oiling the gears of a machine that had grown stiff with time. Suddenly, everything moves smoother again. The second fruit might surprise you: the avocado. Many people think of it as fatty, but the truth is it's filled with the good kind of fat, monounsaturated fat, that actually helps lower LDL, the bad cholesterol that clogs your arteries. What makes avocado truly powerful is how it balances cholesterol while increasing testosterone naturally. Its healthy fats support hormone production, and its potassium helps regulate blood pressure, a perfect recipe for both heart and sexual health. When my patients over 60 add half an avocado to their breakfast every day, I often see measurable changes in their energy, confidence, and even mood. Their faces glow again. Their posture shifts. Life starts moving through them again, visibly. And the third fruit, the one that ties everything together, is the watermelon. You might not think of it as medicine, but watermelon contains a compound called citrulline, which your body converts into nitric oxide, the very molecule responsible for relaxing and expanding blood vessels. It's nature's version of what pharmaceutical pills try to imitate. When blood vessels relax, circulation improves dramatically, oxygen flows freely, and yes, erections become firmer and more responsive. But unlike synthetic solutions, watermelon heals, it doesn't force. It works in harmony with your body, awakening the natural systems that may have been dormant for years. Imagine this combination: pomegranate repairing your arteries, avocado balancing your hormones, and watermelon flooding your bloodstream with nitric oxide. Together, they form a trio that cleans, rebuilds, and reactivates the male body from within. You're not just treating symptoms, you're rewriting your biology. I tell my patients, you don't need a miracle, you need consistency. A handful of these fruits, added daily to a balanced routine, can bring back what you thought was lost: your strength, your passion, your confidence. Because every bite of these fruits is a message to your body: I still choose life. So here's the truth, my friend. Nature never abandoned you. Somewhere along the way, the noise of modern life, the stress, the processed foods, and the fast fixes made you forget how powerful your own body really is. But it's still there, waiting. The same energy that once made you feel invincible hasn't vanished. It's only sleeping beneath layers of neglect and fatigue. And with something as simple as 3 fruits, pomegranate, avocado, and watermelon, you can begin to wake it again. This isn't just about cholesterol or erections. It's about circulation, about life, about reclaiming the rhythm that keeps your heart strong and your spirit alive. When you start giving your body what it needs, it remembers, it heals, it rebuilds. And suddenly the mirror begins to show not just a man growing older, but a man growing wiser and stronger. I've seen it too many times to doubt it. Men who walked into my clinic tired, ashamed, disconnected, and months later they returned smiling, walking taller, eyes shining, not because of a pill, but because they made peace with their own biology. They fed themselves the way nature intended, and the reward was vitality. So here's what I want you to do. Don't wait for another doctor to tell you what your body already knows. Start small. Add these fruits to your routine. Make them part of your morning ritual, your daily promise to yourself. Because every time you nourish your blood, you're giving your heart, your mind, and your masculinity another chance to thrive. Pausa leve, tom mais íntimo, quase sussurro de confiança. If you've watched until now, it means something inside you still believes. Believes that strength, love, and passion don't belong only to the past. And you're right. They belong to every man who chooses to care for himself again. So before you go, tell me in the comments, which of these fruits will you start with first? I want to hear your story, your progress, your victories. Because your journey doesn't end here. It begins now. And remember, every heartbeat is a reminder that you're still capable of greatness no matter your age. Stay strong, stay curious, and never stop feeding your power from the inside out. This is Dr. Helena Moura, reminding you that your best years aren't behind you. They're within you. Always.